Welcome to The American Dream, a show that started right here in San Diego, America's finest city, that now spans positive media all across the country, real stories in real neighborhoods. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and here's The American Dream. Welcome to The American Dream, a real show, not a reality show. The real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
It's not just about what you're living in, but the community you're going to live in.
High-rise luxury living.
People are the vehicle, people are the connection, people are the expansion.
Helping folks just like you find your dream home.
It just never disappoints.
Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts. The opportunity to achieve our biggest goals and aspirations.
Here's the American Dream.
Remember that old saying from that classic but well-known Kevin Costner movie? If we build it, they will come. Well, it turns out there's a lot of truth in those words. Kirkland took that advice to heart and created something remarkable. Welcome to Kirkland Urban, a harmonious blend of innovation, lifestyle, and community. Hello, my name is Cindy Kelly, and welcome to American Dream TV. Today, we get to interview a doctor who has also created something very innovative and unique. And I think you're gonna find it inspirational. So Dana, what was the inspiration behind Urban Eyes to create this upscale luxury boutique?
When we decided to open a new practice, I wanted it to be different from anything else in the area. So I wanted to create a space that gives great care, great personal care, luxury items, and a little something for everyone.
What brands do you carry? What is your differentiating proposition for the product that you're selling?
Well, we've got a couple different brands that you're not going to see everywhere. So first of all, we've got Cartier, which is fabulous. We are one of two resellers here in this area, in the Bellevue-Kirkland area, that does Cartier. We had to be approved to sell their product. And so in that process, we have become an elite Cartier dealer. And so we get first access to pieces, we get better marketing materials, we just have more that we can offer our clients.
I fell in love with a couple in that case.
Okay,
like
you
the new, like they're unbelievable.
They are absolutely fabulous. I'll let you try them on.
I think I'm in love. When you're fitting these for your patients, how do you go about that?
So I've got a fabulous team that works here for me, and they've all been in the optical business for many years. And so we take into account what you look like, what your face shape is, what you're going to use your glasses for. Do you want something dressy? Do you want something casual? Do you want something that can go in any direction? I often compare glasses to shoes. You certainly wouldn't have one pair of shoes, so why would you have one pair of glasses?
So Dana, there is such a story behind how this all came to be. I would love for you to tell people, like, how is it that you became an optometrist, and is this what you envisioned?
This is definitely what I envisioned. I became an optometrist. I saw what the power of a doctor, an eye doctor, can do, and decided I wanted to do that too. So my first passion, my first priority was my clinical side. I want to make sure that every person gets the best eye care that they can. We're really a hybrid company. We have a full optical clinic and we have a full optical boutique. So you can come here, you can get great optometric care. You can also get personalized service on the optical side and make sure that you're getting the best, most functional glasses you can have. Part of our business is we run a dry eye clinic. And so when we think about dry eyes, we think about, oh, I gotta put drops in my eyes. It's so much more advanced than that nowadays. We have IPL, we have different techniques that we can do to help get rid of the dry eyes and then also keep them from coming back.
I'm sure all the people at Google that work here in this beautiful mixed-use urban corporate setting love your clinic as well.
They're coming in.
They're coming in.
Yes, they're coming in. We're loving having our Googlers here. We love being in Kirkland. Kirkland has been so good to us, and it's been a very special place.
Yeah, it's a special place. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope you enjoyed this episode with Dr. Dana Kienberg, realizing her American dream, blending high touch with high tech in this incredibly innovative environment. I'm your host, Cindy Kelly. We'll see you next time on American Dream TV.
Hello, and welcome to American Dream TV. I'm your host, Margo Allen. I live on Lake Sammamish. I specialize in Lake Sammamish waterfront, and what I love most is the lifestyle of living on the lake. So anyway, we're on the east side of the lake today, and I'm super excited to introduce you to my long-term friend, Jim Wolf. Come on, let's go meet Jim. Jim has been living on Lake Sammamish for over 50 years, and we met about, 35, 40 years ago. We were both involved in the music industry in different iterations of it. And one of the things that I thought was so cool about Jim, and still continues to be, is that he's a true entrepreneur. He is a musical genius, if you'll allow me that latitude.
Oh, thank you, Margo. That's pretty adequately described.
It's absolutely true, and an artist for sure. So tell us a little bit about how you first got into the music business.
Well, Margo, I'm a skier, and some of my buddies asked me to write the soundtrack to a ski movie, Warren Miller. They wanted to be just like Warren. So I wrote 8 songs for the ski movie, and I said, where should we go record it? They said, we don't have any money. So I started a recording studio, and I recorded that soundtrack, and then some bands heard it, and from then on, I just kept doing that.
Was that the Music Source?
It was called Have a Nice Day Recording Company.
I like that. I like that.
Captain Audio's Music Farm, then it was the Music Farm, then it was the Music Source, all the same studio.
What are some of your favorite memories?
Well, I have one good story. My lead sales guy, we had a music production business. My lead sales guy came into work bright and early one morning, 8 o'clock, opens the door. Uh-oh, somebody sleeping on the couch. Uh-oh, pizza. Uh-oh, beer. Uh-oh, big mess. So he wakes the kid on the couch up and he says, will you help me clean this up? My name's Ron. Kid on the couch wakes up and he says, oh yeah, sorry man, my name's Kurt. Sure as heck, Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
Yeah, Nirvana had been recording over the weekend.
Wow. Well, that doesn't happen to very many people, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, it's not enough to be able to record music and write music. You're inventing instruments? What on earth, and how did you come to pass to do that?
Well, Margo, I used to play in a blues band, and I discovered that there was a way to have my keyboard sound like a saxophone and have a breath controller. So it had a separate breath controller, and I would play the notes here, and I would breathe through a tube. And I thought, well, I bet I could build an instrument that integrated both the breath control and the keyboard, which nobody had ever done. This is the chemophone, and I can switch that back and forth between any sounds that I want. I can get a flute sound or a saxophone sound, and I can get a guitar sound, and I can alternate guitar solo with sax solo, for instance.
So, there are a few people on this lake that can use any sort of sporting instrument, equipment they possibly could, and you're one of them, Mr. Air Chair, water ski, whatever. What do you enjoy most about living on the lake and enjoying it as a recreational hotspot?
Well, the reason I bought on this lake was so I like to water ski.
Yeah.
You look out the lake right now, glassy, because it's winter. None of those other guys are out there, but I'm not out there either because it's too cold.
Amen. That's true.
I go out in the mornings, we get the glassy water. I still love to water ski. We water ski 3 or 4 times every week from late April to early November. And it's a terrific lake for water skiing. I have an air chair, we have a jet ski, I have kayaks, I have paddle boards, and still water skiing is my favorite.
Well, I want to thank you so much for spending time with us. I adore you as a human being and as a neighbor on the lake, and look forward to seeing you when the sun comes out and the water gets a little warmer.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Hi, Margo on the Lake. I am so glad you enjoyed some time with my long-term friend, Jim Wolf, a character, an icon here in the Northwest, and definitely out on the lake anytime it's a little warmer than 50 degrees. So I want to thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you next time on American Dream TV.
I'm Margo Christophilis, and today we are in Edmonds. We are going to be talking with Erica Sugg. She works at the Edmonds Chamber of Commerce. Then we're going to head up to the Loft restaurant and we're going to talk with Nico Raptis. Come along. Everyone, I'd like to introduce to you Miss Erica Sugg. She works at the Edmonds Chamber of Commerce, and she's going to give us some information about beautiful Edmonds. Erica, why don't you give us a little history?
Well, Edmonds is definitely a historic town. It was founded in 1867. The city itself was incorporated in 1890, so lots of history there.
So speaking about 4th of July, what are some of the other activities? I know Edmonds is very well known for participating in many things.
So the Chamber puts on several signature community events throughout the year. The 4th of July is a huge one. We have people from all over the region come down for that parade. It's a lot of fun. We do a 5K in the morning as well. And then throughout the year we have a few others. There's a festival in the summer in August, Taste Edmonds Festival, and it's all about giving a taste of what Edmonds has to offer, so that's always a great party. We do a car show every September, and a Halloween trick-or-treat night, a tree lighting ceremony. So those are some of the things the Chamber does. There's also lots of amazing events throughout the year put on by other organizations.
And the third question I have for you is, I heard we have quite a creative streak here in Edmonds as well. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable actually. Edmonds was the very first designated creative district from the state agency Artswa. Everything from, of course, visual arts, tons of galleries. We have an amazing arts museum here, Cascadia Art Museum. Performing arts, we have the Edmonds Center for the Arts that brings in musicians and other acts from all over the nation and international. So it's really just a creative community at its core.
I want to thank you so much for being a part of this today.
My pleasure.
Really good information. Thank you. We're here today in Edmonds at the Loft restaurant, an amazing restaurant that's been quite a staple in Edmonds, and we're talking to Nico Raptis today. Hi Nico, how are you today?
Very good, how are you?
I'm doing great. Nico, I'm going to ask you a few questions if that's okay.
Of course.
My first question is, how many years have you been in the restaurant business?
I've been in the restaurant business since 18 years old. I started working as a server, bartender back in Greece. I work on the clubs, restaurants, bars, you name it. And then I opened my own place in Greece for 3 years. And then I moved here back in 1996. I worked on a place up the street for about 3-4 years, and then became my own. And then 10 years later, I opened this place.
My second question for you is, what was so different about this restaurant in Edmonds?
You're talking about 15 years now back, so things were totally different back in the day. It was nothing like this before. It was not upscale restaurant slash lounge. and create a vibe that exists only downtown on big cities.
And my third question for you is, why Edmond?
For multiple reasons. One is because I live here. Two is because I love Edmonds because it's like a beautiful community and I see the potential. It's a waterfront city, like my own city down in Greece. And I feel like it's like my second home.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending the time today to answer these questions. Your restaurant is lovely and we always love coming here. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure hosting American Dream TV. I'm Margo Christophilis and I'll see you guys next time.
Welcome to American Dream TV. I'm your host, Russ Porter. Today we're in Kenmore, Washington, where we'll be meeting with the president of Kenmore Air, David Cudgel. Next we'll be heading over to 192 Brewing for a nice cold treat with owner Derek Wyckoff. But before that, let's head up in the air for a nice scenic flight of Lake Washington. Come on along.
Welcome to Kenmore Air.
Thank you. I'm here today with David Cudgel, the president of Kenmore Air. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what Kenmore Air is and the history and legacy that you have in the community?
Yeah, Kenmore Air enjoys a really unique place here in Kenmore. We started in 1946, so over 77 years in business in the same location. And so this is a fourth generation family company. We started out doing mainly charter service and growing throughout the years and operating all sorts of different aircraft. And starting in the 80s, started to offer scheduled daily service to the San Juans, Victoria, Desolation Sound.
You have a program now where you're rebuilding and restoring a lot of the older planes that are have been out of service for a while. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that that program you have?
You know, you talked about nostalgia and what makes this place unique, and one of the things that makes us unique is the type of plane that we operate. So we operate de Havilland Beavers and Otters, and they are by far the best bush planes that were ever created. Short takeoff and landings and just amazingly reliable planes. But they haven't built them since the 60s. And so there are a limited number of them still flying, just about 200 of the Otters and about 400 of the Beavers. And we will rebuild them from the ground up here. So we actually manufacture parts, do all the building and maintenance, and we will take an old hull and build it to what has been a prize winner at several air shows.
Very cool. Well, David, I really appreciate the time that you've taken to show us around and take us up in the air. It was an amazing experience, and we really appreciate it.
Russ, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Located on the Burke-Gilman Trail in Kenmore, Washington, 192 Brewing is the place to be for bicyclists, walkers, and people of all ages. Come on inside. I'm here with Derek Wyckoff of 192 Brewing in Kenmore, Washington. Derek, thanks for taking some time out of your day to meet with me. And
thank you.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about 192 and how you guys got started?
Sure. Well, it's 192 Brewing Company because we are a 192 square foot shed in my backyard. The neighborhood was very happy to see that happen, and the city made a lot of permits available that could have been make or break, and they signed off on it. It's very convenient if you've got to do all the brewing yourself because you can reach everything without moving.
I'm sure part of the reason why they're so to what you do here is that you're really involved in the community, and tell us a little bit about what type of events you have here.
Probably one of the smartest things I did when I was preparing to file the license for the brewery in my neighborhood was start attending the city hall, city council meetings, which I'd never done in my life. I'd only seen it on TV. Had never been in a council chambers before, and so I started showing up, and I went to about 6 of them. before I approached them after the meeting and told them what my intentions were, and was received with open arms across the board. Everybody was very happy to see a brewery opening in Kenmore. That started support right away. And that kind of opened the door to everything that I'm now involved in with Little Leagues and Soccers and lacrosse and all these various clubs that come to us. The inspiration behind this space was to find as big a space as possible in Kenmore because we didn't have a gathering place. So our business plan wasn't very aggressive. It was create the space, provide the ability, and sooner or later they'll get hungry and thirsty. Yeah, I mean,
well, Derek, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with us.
Yes.
And here's to the future.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Cheers.
Thank you. So there you have it. Thanks for joining us on our scenic flight over Lake Washington with Kenmore Air and relaxing with a cold beverage over at 192 Brewing. Kenmore, Washington has something for everybody. Thanks for joining us, and here's to your American dream.
If you know anything about Seattle, you know it is a hub of all major tech companies. You name it, Seattle has it. With that comes wealth, and with that usually comes luxurious lifestyle properties. But just a few miles south is Tacoma. In Western Washington, we don't generally think of Tacoma as having luxurious properties. We are here at the Sunset Estate with UW football alum, Tacoma native, first-round draft pick, and owner of the Sunset Estate, Desmond Trufant. Desmond, thanks so much for having us here today.
Appreciate y'all coming.
Yeah, you bet. So I looked at the old listing photos of this place, and they couldn't be further from where they are now. So could you share with us a little bit about that process and how you went from kind of 1950s, 1980s remodel with peach-colored garage doors to this beautiful estate we see?
Yeah, so when we bought the property, we actually called it the Pink House because everything was pink. You know, the concrete, the walls was pink, you know, but the lot was a beautiful lot. You know, the bridge, and there's bridges right here. You can see the water. Me and my wife, we had a great design. She helped me a lot with the process, and we collaborated, and this is what you see now.
So you're from Tacoma, you live here now. Why did you choose to invest in Tacoma of all places?
Well, I love Tacoma. People ask me this all the time. You know, you could have moved anywhere, Hawaii, anywhere sunny or whatever. But you know, I love my city. I'm a homegrown guy, and I want to see my city do well. You know, I love the things that are going on in the area now. You know, our city's really coming up, so it feels really good, you know. That's, you know, one of the reasons I'm doing it is just to add to the experience, you know, just of people that come from out of state and also the people that are here. You know, they can have something to be proud of because Tacoma is a very proud city. You know, they support anything that's positive, you know, so for people to be able to, you know, have something like this and, you know who's doing it, can put the face, you know, to the property, you know, it's dope, it's big. So, you know, I'm happy and I'm blessed for sure.
So you love Tacoma. What do you see for it in 5 years, and long term, what do you see for the city of Tacoma in 50 years?
Well, they say it's the most cranes in the sky, you know, in the city. Every time I drive anywhere, you know, I'm seeing a new development, a new house. So I just see more growth, you know, I see more growth, I see more people, I see more things to do.
Thanks so much for being here with us today and for hosting us. And I have one more question for you. What was your favorite cereal as a kid?
It would have to be Apple Jacks and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Good
for
choices.
sure,
Are they tied for first?
Yeah, I would go back and forth on those.
Oh yeah, I'm a Cinnamon Toast Crunch girl. Cool, all right, thanks so much.
All right, thanks for coming.
Yeah. What was super special about today's segment is it shows the epitome of the American dream. A professional athlete at the height of his career transitioned into a real estate developer. He's changing the aesthetics and the skyline of his city. And if that can happen in our own backyard of Tacoma, Washington, it just goes to show the American dream is alive and well. Thanks so much to the Sunset Estate for hosting us today, and we'll see you next time on American Dream TV.
Hi, welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Kim Frazier, and today we'll be exploring the epitome of entertainment in beautiful downtown Bellevue, Washington. Imagine having a long, hard day at work, perhaps immersed in your tech job, and all you want to do is unwind. This locale stands out as a favorite sanctuary for relaxation and rejuvenation. Let's go check it out. Okay, so I'm so excited. We just arrived at Bake's Place and it smells delicious. I'm getting ready to interview the owners of the company, and it's gonna be just an incredible evening. I'm so excited to be here. It's gonna be an awesome night. If you guys are looking for a great place to hang out downtown Bellevue, this will not disappoint. I've got Craig Baker and Chris Peterson, and they are business partners, and we're going to hear a little bit about the history of Bake's Place, how it got started, and how Chris came into the scene. So we'll go ahead and start with you, Craig.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about your history, how you started Bake's Place, where you started it, and how we ended up here today.
Well, I was a musician when I was younger, had bands, so I was a singer and always wanted to be involved in music in some way. Eventually, when I was about 54, I decided I really wanted to do what I've always wanted to do, and that's have a music venue where I could present music in a really cool environment. Quit my job and started Bake's Place in the basement of my house.
That is incredible. Then you moved one location over by Providence Point, and then from Providence Point, you ended up coming here. Right. And I'd love to hear, Chris, from you, how you got involved.
Well, I was actually the executive chef of Milagro Cantina at the time. Craig's stepdaughter worked for me there. She brought them in one evening and asked to see, the place, and I loved telling sort of the history of the restaurant and did a walkthrough with them, and we kind of hit it off. And Craig gave me a call a few months later and asked if I'd be interested in looking at his project. The rest was history. We built this together, me as the executive chef and Craig as sort of the mastermind behind the whole thing.
That's incredible. The entertainment, like tonight's entertainment, how do you guys choose who you have that are going to perform on a nightly basis?
It started out, in the basement of my house. I developed a relationship with mostly the jazz community. That was what we were in the beginning kind of going after. And Chris has an extensive background in all kinds of music, and so when we came together, we just started working together to go out and see shows and started bringing in stuff other than jazz. So we started going out and bringing in some blues bands, and then we eventually started bringing in tribute bands and so on. But we worked together.
So what is your signature dish, do you think? What's your favorite and what's your favorite on the menu?
Probably right now the sea bass dish on our menu is my favorite. Oh yeah, it's absolutely delicious. But we keep a good balance of seafood, steaks, great burger. We're sort of what I call upscale bar food.
Well, my favorite thing on the menu is the barrel cask strength bourbon.
Yeah.
Can you drink a dinner?
I can.
We do serve it with a fork and knife.
Exactly.
Yeah.
His is frozen.
I mean, music is sort of the icing on the cake here. Our focus is food and beverage, atmosphere, service.
Absolutely.
And so we have an extensive craft cocktail program, and we've got a deep whiskey list that we've curated.
That's
business,
huge.
so.
Well, I'm going to tell everybody that I know, and we're actually going to tell thousands and millions across America and in the Pacific Northwest all about you. And I appreciate both of you so much, and thank you for allowing me to share with the world this fabulous place you call Bake's Place. So
we
thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
We're honored to be here.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much. We have about 3 hours to kill before dinner and the show, and I want to share with you one of my favorite destinations in all of downtown Bellevue. It's an entertainment mecca, and it's going to be so much fun. Let's go check it out. All All right, so now we've arrived at Lincoln Square, and there are so many entertainment options here. I absolutely love this place. We have the Cinemark Theater, which features an IMAX screen. We also have the Topgolf Suites over here. We've got the Rockwell Sound Lounge that opens at 10, and it's an incredible lounge and dance scene. And then over here, we've got Par 1 Miniature Golf. It's an 18-hole miniature golf course, and they serve amazing food, all right here on the 3rd floor of Lincoln Square. Now, we better head back to Bake's place before the music begins. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Thank you for joining me on this exhilarating tour, and I hope you found the inspiration in the dynamic spirit that defines this incredible city. This is Kim Frazier with American Dream TV, signing off from the heart of downtown Bellevue. Stay tuned for more tales of discovery and wonder in upcoming episodes. Until next time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, produced from America's finest city, but shot in the heart of your neighborhoods. Don't forget positive media when the world really needs it. Follow us on social media at The American Dream TV. See you next time. In the meantime, cheers to your American dream.